Remember that time Disney played with your emotions?
Disney marketing campaigns, a thing that made you cry and always want to go back to the theme parks because golly, is the marketing team really good at emotional manipulation. So the Year of a Million Dreams was a marketing campaign promoted by the Walt Disney theme parks where Disney was trying to fulfill a million dreams, meaning that there were a variety of marketing sweepstakes, campaigns, visits to the park. Then we had something called a Dream Squad, and the entire job of this marketing campaign was to find out what your Disney dream was and make it happen.
And I know you're like, that's already what they do, but they pumped it up. It was dreams coming true. It was pixie dust on steroids, friends.
I really feel like A Year of a Million Dreams was one of Disney's most successful, most creative marketing campaigns they have ever done.
First of all, it was more than a year, which is great because we're talking about a million dreams. Like, bring it. You know, I would say, give me as many dreams as possible. It's America. It's the land of dreams, right?
The Year of a Million Dreams ended up being 2 years of 2 million dreams, was from 2006 to 2008. I actually have a lot of friends that were on what was called the Dream Squad. So the Dream Squad, which literally sounds like a dream job if you were a cast member, was actually the squad that got to be the people that gave out the things.
And they would be dispatched by a computer system that would randomly select prizes and locations in the theme parks with exact time frames. So the cast members themselves were not responsible for picking families to give these prizes to.
Different things could happen to you, like you could park your stroller to go ride It's a Small World and then come out and your stroller would have balloons and confetti and pixie dust and like it would have gotten like magicked while you were away. Or maybe you would get a fast pass. They had like golden fast passes people could get every day, and that got you a fast pass to anything you wanted for the whole day.
You get a prize, you get a prize, you get a prize. Everybody gets a prize. That was the Year of a Million Dreams. It was Oprah. Disney was Oprah in the Year of a Million Dreams, and everybody was the studio audience on watching Oprah.
And y'all, your boy won too. We walked in, we were getting a churro, and all of a sudden a blue, white vester Dream Squad person came up to me and was like, congratulations, we're making your dream come true. Now, before y'all think that I was up in there chilling with Cinderella, even though I know her, as y'all know, I won the Walk and Walt Steps VIP tour.
One of the big prizes you could get was a stay in the Cinderella Castle suite. And that is still a call I'm hoping to get.
Hey, why don't you get up, drive to Disney World, and come stay in the Cinderella Castle suite?
I don't know if they lost my number.
In Disneyland, Walt Disney and his family had an apartment over the fire station. When they were designing Walt Disney World, they wanted to have an apartment for Walt and his family there as well. And they ended up designing it to be inside the castle. Unfortunately, Walt Disney passed away before Walt Disney World ever even opened. And then that space, actually, when Disney World ended up opening, was where the phone operators sat. So if you called Walt Disney World and someone answered the phone, they could have been sitting inside the Cinderella Castle suite, which is really cool. And then after a while, it became a green room for like castle stage performers. It was a storage room for a while. And then eventually they decided to overhaul it and make it the Cinderella Castle suite.
It is a suite inside Cinderella Castle in the middle of Magic Kingdom that looks out over the theme park, and it's themed all Cinderella-y, and there are mosaics. I love a mosaic.
You can't buy it. You have to be invited. Like, by Cinderella. Like, she has to call you.
Hey.
Very specifically, as someone who loves a good bath time ritual, I need to talk just for a minute about the bath at the Cinderella Castle suite, where you can look up into the sky and there's stars twinkling above with beautiful mosaics, and like, this is the dream bath, people.
It is so regal and beautiful, and it has all of these hidden details and touches.
Would you like it if a Disney World cast member picked us to stay in Cinderella Castle for the night? What would you say to that? Would you like it?
I I would die, because as I've been in the castle suite and but I've never stayed the night there.
I would instantaneously combust and then reassemble in the Cinderella Castle suite from pure excitement.
I would love that. I would want to know when check-in is, because usually check-in is at 4, which I think is bogus. I'm gonna get there 6 a.m., like ready. I'm gonna hold a coffee and I'm gonna stand there until they let me in so that I can get the maximum amount of minutes.
Oh my gosh, I would be bringing my very best Lush bath products.
With everything that's happened over the past year and all the hardship that the world has faced, this would be a spectacular time for Disney to roll this out again. And this time, include cast members, because cast members are what makes Disney shine.
The reason that I joined guest relations was because you got to make magic for people. I don't think cast members get to do that right now. Because what cast members do all day now is tell people that they need to pull their mask up above their nose. And that spontaneous magic that happens in the Disney parks isn't happening as much because of what's happening in the world. And I want that magic to come back, because I think cast members are magical. And I think that if you are a guest that got a free popcorn or want a Disney cruise, I guarantee that you're not the only person that remembers that moment. And I don't think those moments are happening. So yes, let's bring it back when we can.
Come live your dream during the year of a million dreams going on right now at the place where dreams come true.
Beginning January, give a day of service to a participating organization and get a one-day ticket to one of our parks free.
So Give a Day, Get a Disney Day was another snappy marketing campaign where you volunteered at a Disney sanctioned volunteering event.
Like the Boys and Girls Club, Habitat for Humanity, all of these really worthwhile causes that you could, in essence, register to volunteer at.
And they were given the chance to get a voucher to go to Disney World or Disneyland, get a ticket basically to go to the parks for a day.
Which is really neat. Obviously I love it when big brands encourage volunteering in local communities. That's really, really, really cool. And it was awesome that Disney did this, and possibly way too successful. Disney gave out 1 million free theme park days.
They gave out 1 million free Disney tickets.
Jeez Louise.
Wow. Let's give some more. I'm very pro, I'm like, Disney, you've got a lot of money. I'm sure you can give some more days.
They filled up the year's worth of events by March.
That's so many. I don't even think, no, I definitely won't. I was about to say, I don't think I'll ever go to Disney World 1 million times. No, I won't. Do people even live 1 million days?
I'm not a mathematician, but I know that 1 million days is longer than a year.
How many years is 1 million days?
I do know that there are 12 months in a year, and 2 times 12 is 24. So that's over 2 years.
That is approximately 2,739 years. And I'm already 24, so...
But anyway, I have a BFA in musical theater, so I don't really know.
We actually volunteered for the Orange County Food Bank. Now, we did not go. We were annual pass holders, so, it wasn't like we were missing anything, but it just felt good to be doing something good for other people, and especially doing it in the name of Disney, which we all love. And they used the Muppets to market it.
Let's use the Muppets to promote everything. If Miss Piggy told me to go volunteer, I'd be like, okay. Which, first of all, the idea of Miss Piggy volunteering is hilarious. Can you see Miss Piggy, doing any kind of manual labor?
Because y'all know Miss Piggy ain't lifting a finger, okay? She probably insured all of her fingers and her toes.
Oh, the Muppets would be horrible at volunteering. Save Kermit. Kermit's their saving grace. But Gonzo? No.
Fozzie would be trying really hard to like do the right thing, but he would break something or knock something over, or he would like build a whole thing and then it, like he'd walk away and it would all fall apart.
Waka waka. I don't know if that's gonna work out well.
I do want to volunteer with them because I think it would be very fun.
I worry that more accidents were caused than homes were built.
Another way that they promoted this like marketing event was the Jammers. You know them, you love them. They're in Epcot. They hit things with sticks and it's awesome. But they performed pop-up shows in cities around the country.
I did not know that the Jammers got a tour? The Jammers toured and I missed it?
Can you imagine? The Jammers, what are you doing here at the Target by my house? I was just here for some knickknacks, and here you are. What are you promoting? To give a date, get a date. Oh, you got it, Jammers. I will sign up. This is a popcorn bucket.
That's kind of awesome though. The Jammers and the Muppets together. Was Animal there?
Oh,
that's what they should have done.
Do it again, y'all. Do it again. Give that day so you can give that Disney day. Look, the world needs to heal, y'all, okay? We need to heal. It's a lot going on in the world, and giving the people the opportunity to help someone in need and get a day of fun, well, that's a twofer.
It's a win-win for Disney, and it's a win-win for you. And that's the best kind of win, when it's a win for everyone. Oh!
Especially now when there's so many people that we're seeing so many stories of people that are helping others in the current environment where we have people that are putting their lives on the line to help others during a pandemic. I can't think of a better time or a better group to be sending that to.
Doesn't it feel great to volunteer?
And a free ticket to Disney doesn't hurt either.
What do you think it's gonna be like? Mom says there's even more magical stuff now.
Okay, guys. The Disney parks commercials that I remember the most, well, we're going back. We're going back to the 80s and 90s, because I remember Merry, 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 Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Christmas time at Disneyland.
The one that I immediately think of was called Wake Up Call. And it was this little girl, and she wakes up at the Grand Floridian, I want to say, because the phone rings, and it's the wake-up call, and it's Goofy, and she's like,
oh, it's Goofy!
I think the I'm too excited to sleep commercial is the one I remember the most.
We're too excited to sleep.
We're too excited to sleep.
I am never too excited to sleep. There is not a single time in my life where I'm too excited to sleep. I will take sleep whenever and however I can get it.
I'm still too excited to sleep, and I go to Disney World all the time now.
And her dad goes, I guess we saw just about everybody, huh? And she's like, and then she looks up and sees two big black shoes and looks up, and it's Mickey waiting there to meet her, and she gives him a big hug, and she says,
I've been waiting my whole life to meet you.
I really like the commercial with the little ducky. The Disneyland Paris commercial with the little duck. So basically this little baby duck.
Oh, it's a duckling.
Oh, how cute. Please don't tell me this is about to make me cry, Brie Love, because I am not ready for that.
He's like,
to find the unbeatable souls. With unbearable sorrow.
He tries to bring his book, but he can't carry it because he's too little.
Storming on him.
And he's like underneath a newspaper trying to keep warm.
As a sad baby duck.
He's depressed.
Go.
Who made this commercial? This is beautiful.
I'm literally like unstable after watching that. Oh my gosh.
If that duck can live its dream to be and see Donald Duck, then all of you watching can live yours. Take the example of that duck and go out and find your happily ever after. I'm not okay.
If I was gonna make a Disney Parks commercial, I think it would have to be all of the rides like coming to life at night and hanging out like Night at the Museum. Like if Peter Pan came to life and he like walked out into Fantasyland and hopped on the teacups.
Well, I think the ones that work the best are when kids are talking about Disney World, and we could do like kids say the darndest things style, kids trying to explain wacky, bonkers things that only happen in Disney parks. And I think that would be really funny.
I'm now thinking about the teacups, but it's just like overrun with Small World kids. Oh, this got way scarier. Isn't this RJ's horror movie?
Where all of the raw characters come alive and start eating the people in Fantasyland, the death we never saw coming.
I have just said that I want my Disney commercial to be RJ's horror movie.
I think what you do is you need to have the commercial centered around reunions, right? Because we've been isolated for so long, the commercial needs to be centered around reunions.
Love to do an entire marketing campaign about giving back to others, because for me, I think the most magical parts of Disney are when you are giving a trip to someone that has never been. It's been their dream to go. I'm realizing I don't know if it's really a marketing campaign. I just want to give free Disney trips to people.
The scene, Princess Fairy Tale Hall.
One thing that Disney and the Disney marketing team will always do is they know the emotional investment that folks have with them and their product.
There are a lot of little girls waiting to meet the different princesses.
Right, and that's not a bad thing. I think it's great that we all can find something to identify with Disney. I think that's a great unifying force that we need, right? Not to be too sappy, but that's what we need as people, especially now.
But there's one person there waiting to meet a certain princess who looks a little different than everybody else. And when she gets to the front of the line, it's actually a grandmother.
So what Disney does very well is they understand that. And they will continue to play on that, because not only do we feel it as guests and people who consume the product.
And she walks up to the princess, who in Spanish greets her and says, "Hello, I'm Elena, it's nice to meet you."
But as somebody who once worked for the organization, I can tell you that everybody who works there feels it too in some way.
And in Spanish, the grandmother says back to Elena that she's never been able to talk to a princess before. And she takes her picture with Elena and her granddaughter, who's wearing an Elena dress.
So we're really just finding a nice way to speak to one another about something we're all passionate about.
I watched that happen in Fairy Tale Hall.
And hey, it all started with a mouse.
Are you happy you're making me do this?
Hello?
Killing, it's time to get up.
It's Goofy!
I was told that we could be the first to ride Splash Mountain, and we're ready to go.
Well, it's not open yet.
I do know of the weird Disney promos. Those ones stick in my head because as a weird human being, I relate heavily to odd things like these very strange promos.
Pooh, adorbs, Winnie the Pooh, ran for president in the 70s.
Pooh for president, please vote Winnie the Pooh. Oh, whoa, whoa, Pooh for president. Pooh is right for you.
Winnie the Pooh ran for president at Disneyland, and let me just say, I would vote for him.
He didn't win, y'all. But Disney did do a really good job at a very successful campaign.
It's a weird campaign, but sure, Winnie the Pooh it is.
He is cuddly, a little tubby, and stuffed with fluff, and that is what I want in the leader of the free world.
I think I don't think he'd be a great president. Like, I think he'd have the right positive attitude for it, but I think he would say, "Oh, bother" a lot, and he would just kind of be like, you know, if there were like hard decisions to make, he might just have like a grumbly in his tumbly.
Hello there, I'm Winnie the Pooh. I am your president. And oh, gurgle. Ooh, I'm so sorry, I cannot make this speech because I have a rumbly in my tumbly. I will now turn it over to my press secretary, Tigger.
I'm not sure what his platform was, but I can assume that it like hinged on unlimited access to honey.
He's gonna sweeten every pot with a little honey in each one of them.
Honey for everyone. And mostly for me. I can't do Pooh's voice.
Maybe he could do free snacks for everyone. I would appreciate that more. Like, whatever snack, wherever your honey is.
Well, you know what? That actually sounds magical. I like snacks.
Like for me, it'd be cheese. I'd love free cheese. Save me a lot of money, I'll tell you that much.
I declare honey trees. What? How do people do Pooh's voice? That's so hard. He's like
100 Acre Woods Protection Act, which leaves the fact that that's from a rabbit perspective, right? Rabbit doesn't want any neighbors over, so the 100 Acre Woods Protection Act would 100% be implemented, which means that only 100 Acre Woods characters could ever visit, specifically just Rabbit himself.
Oh, Piglet. It's like low but high at the same time.
There would likely be some sort of education act put in place with Owl as the teacher, which would then, of course, naturally do the Disney Sing-Along Songs editions, right? And they would be rolled out across all education for every grade.
Oh, I've seen the Splash Mountain rap.
The Splash Mountain rap is very good, and I think at some point, the All Ears crew should learn that dance, the choreography, because I can do the snake.
At any given time, my brain's like, zip, 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 zip.
So this was a promo they did in the 90s for when Splash Mountain was coming out. And basically it's like this group of real cool looking 90s kids marches up and they're like, come on guys, let's go ride Splash Mountain.
I already have the outfits. I have that clothing. I have exact replicas of those outfits in my closet right now.
And they're met by Brer Bear, and he's like, oh, it's not open yet. And they're like, what? Man, we wanted to get on the ride. Let's go sit on this bench.
If Molly said, Breedlove, get ready. We're headed to Splash Mountain this morning. Get there when the park opens. We're recreating the dance to the Splash Mountain rap. Guess who would be able to do it? Me.
And then have a fever dream or astral project or something. And what they astral project is a rap about Splash Mountain. And it is
bad.
Probably the greatest piece of cinema that's ever been created.
Guess who would be there with flying colors or whatever? Me.
Like the pinnacle of 90s awkwardness.
In 100 years, when you need to explain the early 1990s to children, I think they should just be shown this commercial without any feedback, without any clarification, just like, here were the 90s, young ones.
Guess who would be so full out that it was disturbing? Me. Let's do it.
You know where there's a thrill when you go down hills. This is a zip, zip, zip.
Zip, 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 zip.
Zippity-doo-dah.
Zip, 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 zippity.
Zip, 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 zip.
Splish, splash, splish, splash.
Zip, zip, zip. Am I getting this right, Molly?
When you're zipping in the flash and you're doing the dash down the waterfront so rapid you go splish to the splash. Splash Mountain!
I reached the conclusion that me rapping would only make this bad and worse. I'm not going to be.
If I was going to write a rap about an attraction,
I would do it about Space Mountain, because that's my jam. While we're riding in space, you can see everyone shouting, time to get on the epic Space Mountain, going down curves real fast at speed. You didn't know this was the thrill you need.
People mover, people mover. If you want to ride it, I'm sad to say, it's under refurb. It'll open someday. People mover. Oh, people mover.
Gonna see Mr. Toad and his wild ride. I hope we make it out to the other side. I get there and I see my friend Duck. Are we in hell? Now this is bad luck.
In general, I think that Disney marketing, even though they've had a couple of weird moments, they always hit the nail on the head.
Those folks are out there just dishing out emotions. Like they can just dish them out over a counter.
If you go back down to the main thing, which is we all understand that we have an emotional attachment to this brand and the product that they provide, and the experiences they provide across the board. If you can go back to the root of that emotional attachment and speak to that effectively, they are going to always have success in bringing people to the parks and engaging with those experiences.
And yes, I have sat on YouTube and just watched old Disney commercials before, so I applaud them. Hey everybody, it's Molly. Thanks for watching this episode of RTT. We hope you didn't cry too much. Make sure to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell so you know when new episodes are coming out. And if you want more RTT right now, click over here for a playlist of every single episode. And if you want more All Ears, click over here to watch our Disney World Ultimate Tournament. Thanks for watching!